Today's sports report is brought to you by Happy Sewing and Quilting, offering products that will help you show your bulldog pride. Paul Schutt's Photography, going above and beyond for all of life's greatest moments, plus many other fine sponsors. And here's your today's sports report.
Well, how you doing, guys? It's good to have you with us today. And we love to tinker around with a lot of new equipment, and so we're tinkering today. But also, we wanted to take just a moment. We're really not doing a show today, other than talking about the fact that the University of Georgia will be playing in the Peach Bowl against Cincinnati. But I'm Chris Hall, the host of today's Sports Report with Matthew Hall and that good-looking guy over there in the G-hat. Matthew Hall. How you doing, Matthew?
Hey, doing well. How's everybody doing today?
All right. And we really wanted to get online and wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Of course, Christmas just a couple of days away. And so today's Sports Report wanted to connect with the world and tell you that we hope everything will go well for each and every one of you during this Christmas season. If you're traveling, be safe. If you're with family, be careful, and may God bless you, and may you have a wonderful Christmas. Right, Matthew?
That's exactly right. Merry Christmas and go Dogs.
Go Dogs. So, Matthew, what do you think? The University of Georgia will be taking on the Cincinnati Bearcats in the Peach Bowl, which is kind of interesting. Cincinnati, in fact, is the number 6 ranked team in the country, something like that. Having a pretty good season, but you got to kind of wonder about the competition they have played. But they certainly are a good team. Georgia is having a lot of players opting out, saying we're not going to play in the bowl game to maybe get ready for the professional draft. And so the roster and the players may look a little different. So what do you think about what's going on with the University of Georgia right now?
Yeah, I mean, you got a lot of guys opting out. Some of them surprise us, some of them not. And playing Cincinnati here, I mean, 9-0 team. I mean, pretty good team here. I mean, and it doesn't matter what conference they play in anymore. I mean, I think we're at the age of football, and the NCAA where any team goes on any given Saturday to any team in any conference. So Georgia, with them being 9-0, I mean, they've got, I don't expect them to show up and and be showing up with any intentions to lose the ball game. So I don't believe Georgia, especially guys out. I mean, I think Georgia has to take it seriously. It's next man up at Georgia, always has been, but it'll be a test in a lot of ways for the new guys, but it'll also be an opportunity for those new guys to show off what they're capable of on offense and defense. So really, it's in a way, it's an opportunity for some of the younger guys that have, to fill roles and be pivotal in a bowl game. And hopefully a big win from Georgia.
Well, there was some discussion about Georgia not even playing in a bowl game, saying, there's really nothing to win for Georgia and maybe something to lose. Now, that was just one train of thought. Myself personally, I believe there's great value in playing in a bowl game, even in 2020. It gives you some extra practices and gives you the opportunity to see some of the young guys and what they're going to be capable of. And so I'm glad they're there. It's the New Year's Day Bowl, the Peach Bowl. It's not in the championship. Day Bowl. Of course, we'll be playing for a national championship, as we all want them to do. But it will be a significant bowl game. The Peach Bowl in Atlanta, the folks in Atlanta do a super fantastic job. Of course, a lot will be different during the 2020 season, bowl season. There will be a lot of bowl games, and some very interesting teams received bowl bids. In fact, even 2-7 South Carolina got a bowl bid, and Tennessee got a bowl bid, so the Liberty Bowl, but they've opted not to play in the bowl that they have been invited to. So It is a significant bowl game. Georgia will be playing. We're excited about it. We're going to be covering it full throttle here on today's sports report. It'll give JT Daniels and the offense another opportunity to have some real game action. Kirby Smart is smart in saying, okay, we're going to play. We're going to play with the guys we have. We're going to give them the opportunity to play. And even though they're playing what appears to be a lesser opponent in Cincinnati, Cincinnati has had some good teams over the past few years. What conference are they in? I forget what conference they're in. But I tell you what Cincinnati really wants to do. Cincinnati would love to play Ohio State. Of course, they're geographically they're in the same state, and Cincinnati always has wanted to play Ohio State, and so it'll make for a good viewing for folks who support the University of Georgia. Now, quickly touching on the the playoffs, the college playoffs. You have Alabama, of course, the number one seed, and then you have Clemson, number two. And you have Notre Dame sneaking in there at number four, and Ohio State at number three. And so those will be some interesting matchups. Mike Farrell, our good friend from Rivals.com, visited with us on our program a couple of days ago, and he gave us his projection that Alabama would win. And so that's going to be my projection as well. So Alabama did win over Florida in a very exciting SEC game, a lot closer than we anticipated. Pretty good ball game, but the Gators are in trouble, right, Matthew, as far as NCAA sanctions are concerned.
Yeah, some recent news coming out, some recruiting failures on the part of Dan Mullen and some of the staff down there at the University of Florida. So not so good news for Dan Mullen, and couldn't happen to a better team. I mean, I hate to say that in a good way, but
well, we are Gator fans, as they say.
So they'll face that, and then in the playoffs, I definitely see Bama being strong. I think they're the best team in college football. I think they're the team to beat in the college football playoffs for sure.
Yeah, we're looking and anticipating an Alabama-Clemson national championship game. Of course, you take nothing for granted. And it may be that, it may not be that. Who knows? It is college football, and you have college-age kids playing. So you just never know. We gave Florida no chance against Alabama, and Florida came in there and played a great game, and gave Alabama everything that it possibly wanted. Some hiring news in college football. Auburn, of course, letting Gus Malzahn go as head coach, and now Auburn has reached out and they got the guy. And I forget his name. You might remember it, Matthew, from Boise State. And of course, Boise State's been a pretty consistent, pretty good football team for the past several years. So, what do you think about that hire? Bringing in the guy from Boise State, I thought Hugh Freeze might be their guy, but they went a different direction.
Yeah, I think Freeze has a lot of baggage, and with that baggage, they've already. I think they're looking for something fresh. No baggage coach coming in, somebody that's fresh, brings a new kind of face from outside the conference. Hugh Freeze, like I said, that a lot of people probably along with you thought that Hugh Freeze might get a shot at the job. I think that he was passed over, like I said, because of some of his past. But it's good to see a guy from outside of a smaller conference get a shot coaching the SEC though. So I think it's a good hire.
Yeah, Boise State, of course, Mountain West, I think, is their conference. They play in perennially a very good, very very good team, and it's kind of interesting. The hiring coming out of the University of Auburn. All right, well, we just wanted to kind of touch base with everybody and say hello and Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year, and may God bless you. And we'll see you after Christmas time. We'll have a special bold edition of today's Sports Report with Matthew Hall. So, Matthew, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone who's joined us today. And may God bless you all. Please stay safe out there is our prayer. And until we talk to you again, Merry Christmas to everyone.